I got two similar items in my hands. You know what that means. It's time for a throwdown in this episode of Freezer Burns.
If you spend some time on freezer burns, then you might stave off the stomach churns. Greg's the frozen food master. He's best bud to your taste buds.
Hi, welcome to Freezer Burns. I'm your host Greg, the frozen food master. And you're joining me as I eat my way through the freezer aisle one box at a time. Today, I have two similar items. Boom, Vans Blueberry Waffles. Boom, brand new from Kashi Blueberry Waffles. $3.69 for 6, $3.89 for 8. We're gonna put both of them in the toaster oven and compare how they look, how they taste, and then we're gonna get this into my belly. Before we get started, I want to give a special shout out to Freezer Burns fan Shelby and Shelby's mom Kathy. Now Kathy told me that Shelby and Kathy watch Freezer Burns every Friday morning and determine whether they want to try the thing I'm reviewing. Well, here's a breakfast idea, guys. First, we're gonna go with this one. This is the Vans Natural Foods Wheat and Gluten-Free Blueberry Waffle. Tons of credentials here, guys. The reason why this one and this one we're comparing side by side, even though Kashi is not wheat or gluten-free, the reality is in the freezer aisle, both of these are right next to each other. You're gonna be tempted to decide between the two. So that's why we're doing that. But you have to keep this with a grain of salt and not a grain of gluten. This is wheat and gluten-free, dairy and egg-free, made with whole grain, sweetened with fruit juice, 6 natural waffles. I love blueberry waffles. This has got basically blueberry and nothing else in it, so we'll see how good this tastes. Again, $3.69 for 6. This is brand new from Kashi. Now Kashi, when I think of Kashi, for the most part, I gotta be really honest with you guys. I think twigs and berries. Tends to be a whole lot of crunchiness going on here in every regard. And this is Kashi Blueberry Waffles, 23 grams of whole grains. This does have gluten, this does have wheat, this does have dairy, so it's got all that other stuff, but it's Kashi, it's similarly priced to the Vans. Both boxes have pretty decent photography. I'm gonna show you a close-up of, cut that glare down, man, I gotta figure out that light situation. And then here's a close-up of Vans. And let's face it, this is a waffle I'm going to put in a toaster oven. I'm gonna put it side by side and let's see how it looks, how it smells, and how it tastes. Okay, so I've taken these out of the toaster oven. Before I put them in there, I noticed a couple small differences between the two. The Vans waffle is a little thicker than the Kashi. The Kashi's waffle has a greater diameter, so I think they balance out in terms of actual size. But the big difference is the Kashi one has a bluish tint to it, as you can see here, where the Vans one looks like a regular waffle. You barely even see pieces of blueberry. I put them both in the toaster and this is how it looks coming out. As you can see, no real change. There's maybe a little toasted areas on the side, much like a toaster oven would produce, but I thought I'd show it to you anyways. Let's start with the Vans one, because the Vans one, again, you barely see any pieces of blueberry, but the smell is overwhelmingly blueberry, way more than the Kashi one. So while the Kashi one has a visual blueberry taste, a visual blueberry, this one has a smell, an aromatic of blueberry, and I really like that. Let's see how this tastes. Okay, blueberry taste, not as overwhelming as the smell of blueberry. Blueberry taste, but more of the taste is kind of like a cornmealy, just dryness to this. Now, granted, no syrup on here, no butter, no whipped cream, no whatever you put on your waffle, but just full-on, bare naked Vans gluten-free blueberry waffle. Yes, blueberry, but I bet you if I didn't even know it was blueberry, I would say, does that have like an interesting kind of blueberry aftertaste? So it's not that overpowering. Now, here's the Kashi one. Again, don't smell as much blueberry, and And let me take that back. The other one, it almost felt like an artificial blueberry smell. This one smells like when you have fresh blueberries and you've thrown them in. So let's see how this tastes. Again, a lot thinner than the Vans one, softer. But this has a whack aftertaste too, guys. I gotta tell you. I don't pick up some crazy blueberries in this one either. I see it, it definitely makes me feel like, oh great, I picked out the blueberry one, but I'm not really a fan of these either. This is the frozen blueberry waffle Frodown. Vans, gluten and wheat-free frozen blueberry waffles, $3.69. Kashi, has gluten, has wheat, but it's also a blueberry waffle, $3.89. I gotta tell you guys, like I said, these are gonna be right next to each other in the freezer aisle. Which one should you go? Well, obviously, if you have to eat gluten-free or wheat-free, you're gonna go with this. But I'm warning you, you're better off getting a regular gluten-free waffle and putting your own damn blueberries on top of it, because there might as well not be blueberry in here. That being said, it's a pretty decent product. I give it a 4 out of 5 star rating. Kashi. Kashi is, let's face it, it's made of whole grain, and that's great for you. Way better than, from a health standpoint, than an Eggo blueberry waffle. But if you're looking for crazy blueberry taste, you're not gonna get it for this either. Maybe you go with the regular Kashi waffle and you throw like mad amounts of fresh blueberries on top of that. I tend to like this a little better, but again, it's kind of unfair because this is gluten-free, but I give this also a 4 out of 5 star rating. Now for me, I don't have to eat gluten-free, and I'll tell you, I wouldn't buy either of these again. For close to $4, I'd rather just go Eggo, or I'd rather make my own waffles and put fresh blueberries on top. So this is the frozen blueberry Frodown. Again, 4 star, 4 star. If you gotta eat gluten-free, go with this. If you don't have to eat gluten-free, but you want something healthier, go with this one. Question of the day. How do you like your waffles? What do you put on it? Do you like stuff inside? Do you like stuff on top? Here's what I like. I like Belgian waffles, whipped cream, fresh whipped cream, strawberries, syrup on top of that. That's how I like it. How do you like it? Put it in the comment section. As always, I'm your host Greg, the Frozen Food Master. This has been another review of Freezer Burns. Thank you, Shelby, and Shelby's mom, Kathy, and I'll see you guys next time.